John Oybkhan here. You can call me John, you can call me John Oybkhan, you can call me Chef John, but just don't call me late for dinner. I don't look like I've missed a meal, right? Well, today I'm doing a little film video bio of myself for Kitchen Craft. And why Kitchen Craft? Because it's a great product. I know people who still have Kitchen Craft equipment that they've had for over 50 years. So they were looking for a chef, host, salesperson, and that's me, Chef John. So a little bit about me. I have been in the food business for about 40 some years. I started cooking when I was in Scouts. My grandmother would send pies with me to bake in my oil can oven over the fire. You know, I even did lobster tails and some other really fun things over the campfire. Early on, when I was in high school preparing to go to college, I worked in different restaurants and different venues, learning and just kind of working the trade before I went to school. I went to a place called Shepherd University where I took hotel, motel, and restaurant management. After that, I worked for Stouffer's Corporation for about 5 years, which, and I say Stouffer's because I really learned a lot. Different themes, fine dining, the top restaurants at tops of buildings, the cheese cellar theme restaurants, and the traditional restaurant they had. Most notably, the traditional restaurants where I really learned the flavor of food, what food should taste like. Now, you may know Stouffer's as the frozen food people. And yes, they are the frozen food people. And most of their frozen foods are very delicious. So after that, I worked in different catering venues. Most notably, I was the chef at Three Little Bakers Dinner Theater and Country Club. The Three Little Bakers were the ones that made Tiny Tim's wedding cake. They made cakes for Dinah Shore. They were an acrobatic troupe and brought their baking back to Wilmington, where they had a big dinner theater where we had off-Broadway shows, everything from Charlie Daniels to Tony Danza, Roy Clark, Mel Tillis, and even Al Martino, if you remember The Godfather. So that was really, and I got to cook for all these people. So it was really a lot of fun. I've had my own barbecue restaurant, and I also worked at the Doubletree by Hilton for the Hilton Corporation, the school district up here in Wilmington, and I now also work at the Del Tech Community College teaching personal enrichment courses. What is that? That's teaching people like you how to cook. Different things, everything from Italian to Mexican, anything you want to learn, I'm the guy. So, what I wanted to do was, I came over to my friend's house, Carl and Laura, and I said, I'm going to make you dinner. What am I going to make? I know that Kitchen Craft is very into making healthy food, and I can applaud that. I really think that's something that with all the processed foods we have today, it's very important that people cook a healthy lifestyle for their kids and for themselves. But what I want to do today is show you how to make fettuccine Alfredo. And because my friends have 5 kids, I'm not going to use fettuccine, but I'm going to use penne pasta. And a lot of people think that fettuccine Alfredo is something that's mystery to it and don't know how to make it. But you know what? It's very easy. And with a little variation today, I'm going to show you how you can change fettuccine or penne Alfredo into either a side dish, or you can make a whole meal out of it. I always like to give my class a little bit of variation so they can make it their own, and I'm really into that. So let's start. Okay, what we've done here is I have cooked 2 pounds of pasta, of the penne pasta. I want to get a picture of that. And I cooked this pasta right by the instructions on the box. If it says 4 quarts of water per pound, that's what you do. You put a little salt, and then you cook it for the 11 minutes that it says on the box. Don't change a thing. Once it's done, you keep it nice and hot because we're going to get ready to put it into the pan. What I have here is, I have some shrimp that I cooked. I just sauteed pretty quickly to get them from translucent to opaque, which means from a clear looking to a white looking, so that they're done and ready to be thrown right into the meal. I also love vegetables into my pasta. I think it adds color, it adds texture, and it also adds flavor. So here's some sweet peas that I got. I microwaved, and they're ready to go. Okay, so let's go. Because we're adding 2 pounds of pasta, we're going to add our stick of butter. We're going to light our stove. Laura will light the stove for me. Try not to burn herself. Oh, yeah, she did that very nicely. All right, so we're going to melt our butter. Okay, so we're melting our butter. You can see it's melting here. Okay, now as we're melting it, we are going to add. Now, I wanted to, sometimes I use heavy cream, but I'm going to use a light cream because we do want to make it a little bit more healthy. We'll add our cream here, which is about 2/3 of the quart. Now, we're getting that hot, and what I want you to see is that as it gets hot, it'll start to bubble around the outside. Okay? Still no mystery to making Alfredo. All right? So we're going to let that. Now, as we're letting that heat up, you have all your ingredients here. I'm going to put a little more fresh cracked pepper. I don't really use any salt because there's so much salt in the cheese, in the shrimp, in the peas, in the butter, that you don't have to add any more salt. Because if your stuff always tastes like salt, anybody can cook that way. Okay? All right. So just letting this get hot. Okay, so you can see that our butter and cream mixture is starting to bubble around the outsides. It's hot. So here's what we're going to do next. Still no mystery to making Alfredo. Ooh. So we're going to add our shrimp that we already sauteed. Okay. Okay, so we're going to add our sweet peas. Nice and green, adding a lot of color and a lot of flavor. Okay? Let's stir this a little bit. All right. Now, we are going to add our pasta. Okay. Once that's added, you want to incorporate the pasta, and it's just like if you're making a cake. You're kind of folding the pasta into the shrimp and peas and the cream and butter mixture. Okay? Very simple. And there will be a trick to this whole mixture in just a second, and I want to show you that. Okay, so I'm mixing the pasta and the peas and shrimp all together with the cream. Now, I am getting ready to add our cheese, which will bring this all together. If you have a lid, I'm using a wok here, just to show you that I can use anything to cook anything in. But my friends here don't have a real big frying pan, but they have the wok. And if you have a lid to this, you could put it over it and let it kind of steam everything together to get it really, really nice and hot. But our mixture is hot. So let's add our cheese. So to keep it a little bit healthier, I didn't get a real expensive or grated cheese. I just got our grated Parmesan because that's what the kids like here. And we'll add our cheese. And that's 8 ounces of grated Parmesan. Yeah, that's getting nice and thick. You incorporate your spoon, mix it all the way down because there is some of the cream butter mixture in the bottom. You want to get the pasta and shrimp covered with the cream mixture and the cheese. Look at that. Look at that cheese. Laura, look at this cheese here. Look how nice it is. And you know, this is a great meal that any housewife can make. Simple, easy to do. Real simple and easy to do. Now, I was telling Laura that her kids like chicken also. She could grill some chicken and cut it up and put it in here. Now, as thick as this is, here's the trick. You still have a little more cream in your quart of cream, and you can just wet it a little bit. That keeps it nice and wet. Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? See how the peas give it nice color? Your nice pink shrimp in there. And your nice cheesy pasta. So, there you have it. The only thing I'm sorry about is you're not here to eat it. But we are. So, with that being said, good luck, happy cooking, and bon appetit from Chef John.